Welcome everyone to your new moon reading. Now this new moon is in Aries and it's on the 21st or the 22nd of March depending on where you are in the world. Now this is a magnificent new moon because it's in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, and it also is the beginning of the astrological year. So we go into Aries on the 20th of March, so just on Monday, just the day before the new moon. So it really is about new beginnings and fresh starts. Now the new moon is all about setting intentions, setting goals. Now the more you can align those goals and those intentions with Aries related energy and things, the more potent those intentions will be. So let me give you examples of Aries related energy or things. Now it's all about self-sufficiency and self-reliance. So if you set intentions that are focused on things like that, where you are doing something for you, it's amplified at this time. Taking action and initiative, very cardinal, very Aries. So anything that makes you take initiative, that makes you take action, is a brilliant intention to set at this time, at this new moon. We have being up front, leading. So that's you being at the front of people, you being seen. So anything to do with that, again, gets amplified at this time. Directness and directness, I got tongue-tied there because I wanted to say directness, but it was also direction. So being direct in the direction that you're headed is a very Aries thing. Aries don't like to and and go this way and that way. Once they've made up their mind, that's where they're going. And that's why they've got the ram, it's a bit, I'm just going to forge ahead. Which, again, every trait has its positive and negative. So for some of you, it might be toning that back. For others of you, it might be amplifying that. Now, anything with your physical health and well-being, Aries rules your brain, your eyes, your skin, or your head, your scalp, your face. So anything to do with that, it's a perfect time to start a new skincare regime. It's a perfect time to go and get your eyes checked if you find that you're not seeing as well. Pay attention to your thoughts, your brain. Are you feeding your brain enough? Not just with food, but with activities that challenge it. Things like that. Now remember, at this stage, we are in Aries, which is all about taking action, but at this stage of this new moon, it really is about setting the intention. So we're trying to set intentions that are aligned with this Aries energy. So let me give you an example. If we're going with the health, you might say to yourself, right, I'm going to take better care of my skin. How can I do that? Do I need to change my diet? Do I need to drink more water? Do I need to actually start taking better care of it, as in cleansing it, making sure I never wear my makeup to bed? Little things like that. This is the time where we set intentions that, okay, I'm going to look after my skin, I'm going to make it a priority, and then you look into ways of how to do that. That's setting an intention in line with this Aries energy. Now, of course, Aries also brings out impatience, anger, competitiveness, impulsiveness. It's assertive. It loves to take risks. It's competitive. It's compassionate. Leadership. autonomy. It likes to do things on its own. I mean, Aries works very well as a team, but Aries is the cardinal, the first cardinal sign. It loves to instigate, loves to lead. It's also a way of looking at how you lead. It's radical approaches and trailblazing. So be mindful of how you use those Aries energies as you set your intentions for this new moon. And are you using these energies, or are these energies using you? It's just all things to be mindful of as we enter this Aries period, but also this is the new moon reading, so I'm specifically focused on setting intentions with that Aries energy. Okay, we have pole number 1, pole number 2, pole number 3, and pole number 4. For pole number 1, we have the black obsidian. For pole number 2, we have the amethyst. For pole number 3, we have the picture jasper. And for pole number 4, we have the aventurine. So as usual, my friends, select a pole that you are intuitively drawn to, a crystal, a pole number. If you feel drawn to more than one pole, select as many poles as you feel called to. Take the messages that resonate. Your mind will just hold on to what resonates with you and will let go of the rest. Trust that. Apply the energies to where they fit in your life and how they fit in your life. Remember, it's just a general reading, but the messages will apply to you in some way, shape or form. Hello, pole number 1. Welcome to your new moon reading in Aries. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you. And I forgot to mention it in the introduction, but these moon readings are over a month period, so this reading is from new moon to new moon. Okay, so we have 32, and sometimes she changes. We have 2, her herb garden. We have the Emperor, very befitting for a new moon in Aries. Actually, I might do those the other way around, a bit more space. We have the Ace of Cups, we have the Magician, and we have Strength. Wow, pole number 1. All this major arcana, and then the only minor arcana is the gift, a gift from the universe. So this is the universe manifesting in your world in a big way, in a very, very big way. You have nothing will come of this situation, void of course moon, and you have surrendered to the divine full moon. Beautiful. I'll just grab the energies, my friends. Okay. So the 4-week breakdown, or how the energies are likely to play out, and I kind of, well, every reading will be a little bit different to me because I download the information, I channel the information, But there's a sense here that I really want to break this down into the weeks. And they will be more or less. Remember, we're all on a different timeline in our journey, so it will play out a little bit differently. But I feel with the Emperor, it's almost like Spirit is saying, pole number 1, who are you? What do you want? The Emperor is all about our own power. The Emperor knows what he knows. He doesn't have to show his strength. That's why his armor's hidden by his cloak, by his robes. Because he doesn't have to show it. It's there. It's underneath. It's not, you know, when you see people that show their strength through assertiveness or a bit like, what's the word I'm looking for, Spirit? People that are aggressive, thank you. You know, the Emperor doesn't need to be aggressive because it knows its strength. He knows his own strength. And in this reading, pole number 1, Spirit is asking you, do you know your strengths? And by that, because this is a new moon and it's all about setting intentions, it's like, do you know yourself, pole number 1? If somebody said to you, here are 3 wishes, what do you want? Would you just go bang, 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 1, 2, 3? Or would you be like, I don't know. Spirit wants you to know. It wants you to be decisive, assertive. It wants you to know who you are. Not only is this a new moon reading in Aries, but you have the Aries card, which is the Emperor. The Aries is the I am. So pole number 1, do you know who is the I am in you? Now, for a lot of you, I'm sensing this is going to bring up feelings of guilt or selfishness. The Aries energy is not about that. The pure Aries energy is about, what do I want so I can move forward and go get it? A lot of people might think that Aries will step on people to get to where they need to, and that can be a negative, like a down trait of the Aries. But Aries are not generally, like the Aries energy is not really like that. It's like in its purest form, in its high vibrating form, it is very much, let me blaze a trail. Follow me. Let's see what we can make of this. Aries likes to share. They're not stingy. They're not, they are me first in the sense that they want to do it their way. But what they discover, they will share. So there's this sense, pole number 1, that discover who you are. It's almost so then you can be of service to others. Now that can just be your partner, your children. It can be your friends and family. It can be your wider community. It could be the world. Who knows? No limits. It's another Aries trait. They hate limits being placed on them. And the reason why this Emperor is so important in your reading, pole number 1, is because this gift from the universe, this Ace of Cups, the Cups is about fulfillment. It's about emotions, fulfillment, love. And in your reading, I'm seeing, and I generally see the Ace of Cups as fulfillment on whatever level that means to you. If that means a loving romantic relationship, a loving community, a place that you can rest and call home, whatever fulfillment, you know, a great job that earns you lots of money, it really doesn't matter. Whatever fulfills you, that's the gift of the Ace of Cups. Now there's a sense here that Spirit's saying it cannot bring you what you can't see that you want. So Spirit's just asked me to clarify that for you, pole number one, because sometimes Spirit brings us things that we haven't asked for, things that we didn't expect, things that we think we didn't want. And it will do that to guide us in certain directions and, you know, for us to achieve life lessons and to grow and to evolve and to expand. But in this reading, Spirit is saying what you want, it wants to bring you. But what you want needs to be heart-based, not ego-based. It needs to be that fueling passion that guides you on your path, that gets you out of bed in the morning. The thing that truly fulfills you, not the thing that makes you look good on paper or gives you something to brag about to others, or it's not that. This is the authentic you, the real deep down inside of you, the you that we often don't share with the rest of the world. There is something in what you deeply want that the universe is all for. And I really get the feeling, pole number one, it's because this wish, this dream that you have, this intention that you want to set, but I feel there's something blocking you. You might think it's silly, you might think it's too far-fetched, it's too out there. Remember, Aries is a trailblazer. The more out there, the better. So don't limit yourself. And pole number one, this is regardless of what zodiac sign you are. So some of you will find this difficult, some of you will find this a little bit easier. But there is a sense of challenge in it, because the mountains here behind the Emperor, they signify, you know, the challenges that you've overcome, you know, the mountains that you've climbed to get to where you want to be or need to be. So there's a sense of this is not a walk in the park. It's not as easy as going, oh well, I just want this. No, it's real soul searching, because what wants to come through is really fulfilling. And I feel like it's not just for you. I really feel like this is your cup will be so full, it'll overflow, and then that will go out into the world or into your community or into the ones, the loved ones that surround you. But there is benefit in this, not just for you. So there's a sense at this new moon of setting those intentions, getting really clear on what path do I want for myself now? Who do I want to be? Who am I? Week 2 will be this opportunity that comes in. Week 2 will be this gift. Now, Spirit's saying, if you're struggling, pole number one, this gift might be a lesson that then guides you in the direction that you want. So for some of you, this Ace of Cups is going to be a challenge. But that challenge, you've got to trust that that challenge gets you to the magician, to the manifesting. For some of you, it will be the opportunity that manifests. So this is going to play out a bit differently for all of you. It's a general reading, but apply the energy as they fit. And there's this sense that Spirit has called me to say that So you don't force things to happen. Some of you need the challenge to get you going, to propel you forward. That's not good or bad. It just is. And that acceptance is what propels you even further. So when we have a challenge and we can accept it and we can go through it, we can move through it, that's when the wisdom sticks. That's when the knowledge of that experience sticks, and we never repeat it again because we flow on to the next journey, the next path. Week 3, pole number 1, will have you really manifesting. And manifesting, I'm seeing this magician as you thought of it, so now it is. And that'll be things coming in. Like you're just going to think, oh my gosh, what's happened? And there's this sense that I keep getting the word luck. I'm lucky. Oh, it was just luck. Pole number 1, it wasn't. Not at all. It might look that way to others and you might feel that way. But I want to tell you now, pole number 1, Spirit wants you to take the recognition. It wants you to acknowledge the work that you have done to make this happen. We co-create with Spirit. And that is, we do it together. So you played a part in this. It's not just chance. It's not just luck. And week 4 will have you stepping into this new journey. And that's why the Strength card is here, because I feel that it's going to take courage, it's going to take dedication, it's going to take a bit of that Aries kind of initiation, that taking a risk. You will probably feel that you're taking a risk, or that you will feel that you're being put out front. And put out front, that's just how it's come to me. But I guess what Spirit means with that is like you're going to be put under the microscope or in the limelight, or you're going to be seen. So you're going to be in the thick of it. And that takes a certain amount of trust. Trust in yourself and trust in the universe, trust in what the universe is bringing you. And that is huge. That is a journey. Now this, I'm breaking it down into the 4 weeks because I really felt called to do that. Sometimes I say this is just how the energies are likely to play out. Now again, all our timelines are different. For some of you, this could be the journey of 4 months. I even got Spirit said to me, some of you, this is the journey of 4 days. But give yourself time. The Aries like to push. They like to take action. And that's a trait in this reading, pole number 1, that Spirit doesn't want you to do. Don't push. Don't force things to happen. This Aries Emperor energy is all about looking at the I am. Who am I now? Not yesterday, not a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. What am I now? Who am I now? What do I want now? Because I can pretty much guarantee for you, pole number 1, it won't be what you wanted last year. It probably won't even be what you wanted at the beginning of this year. Now I'm going to go to the Moonology, and with the Moonology you've got nothing will come of this situation void of course moon, and you've got surrender to the divine, full moon. The Magician in week 3 brings us Like, you know, that's brings us to the full moon. It'll be just manifesting what is. It'll just be releasing, and things will just happen. And with this, when you are sitting, journaling, thinking, meditating, contemplating on what you now want, pole number 1, Spirit's also saying the fears that you have surrounding that, they're not founded. Nothing will come of them. This situation is scary. You have the Strength card. It does take courage. It takes dedication. It takes you taking those baby steps, because it's too frightening to take a big leap. Doesn't matter. This is not about speed. This is about knowing who you are and what you want to enable you to move forward in that. That is the importance of this new moon. And then when you surrender your fears to the divine, when you surrender your plans, what you want, just wait and see what the universe brings you, pole number 1. Just wait to see what the universe brings you. Now I've got my beautiful new deck, the Solitary Witch, and I just think these cards are so beautiful, and for a moon reading I just find them super special. Now we have 32, and sometimes she changes. And I love that she's sort of like a mermaid in a bath. And sometimes she's a mermaid, sometimes she's human. Which means sometimes she's whimsical, magical, fairy tale. And sometimes she's down to earth, human. The 32 is a 5. It's all about change. I feel this card is saying to you, pole number 1, will you change? Can you change your mind? For some of you, this embracing this Emperor energy is all about letting go of what was. And I know the new moon is not about letting go. It's about setting new intentions. But for some of you, this is long-held dreams that no longer resonate with you. Can you let them go? Can you start afresh? Can you dream a new dream for yourself? And I love that this energy, you know, it's by the moonlight. It's very watery. The candles, it's very relaxed. It's very calm. Finding yourself, your new dreams, your new goals will be most easily done when you're calm, when you're relaxed, when you're not pushing or forcing things to happen, when they just do of their own accord. And then you've got number 2, her herb garden. Her herb garden. And I feel this is nurturing as well on a different level. This is almost like you're nurturing yourself emotionally. This is like you're feeding yourself. This is like you're nurturing yourself through food, gardening, nature. I also feel with this card, pole number 1, is what opportunities, what manifests, what takes this courage and this strength to move forward on. It's like you're planting a garden. It will be long-standing. It will nourish you. It will nourish others. I was going to say it will feed others. For some of you it might be that. Herbs also healing. They're very, very healing. So there's a sense here that there's going to be healing involved for you and for others. You might be tapping into your healing energies. Anything to do with esoteric channels, jobs. There's this sense of being uniquely you as well. You know, a herb garden can be so whimsical, so unplanned. Things go to seed and you let them fall where they fall, and they grow where they grow. Herb gardens can be very meticulous. Everything in neat little rows or boxes or neat little hedges. Both are beautiful in their own way. Your gifts are beautiful, pole number 1, in their own way. And I'm really feeling with this, her herb garden, it's hers. Hers to have planted as she wanted to. She might use her herbs for cooking. She might use them for potions, for teas, for lotions. Her way. Doesn't matter if you're male or female, your way. And it takes strength and courage to do things our way. And I'm being called to look at every single card just has one person in it. This is about you, pole number 1. What you want. What you need at this time. And at this full moon, plant those seeds of intention in a very quiet, calm way that suits you, because there's amazing things coming your way. I'm going to leave those messages there, pole number 1. Love and light, my friends. Take good care of yourself. Have a wonderful new moon and have fun setting these intentions. See you next time. Bye-bye. Welcome, pole number 2. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you for this new moon. So this new moon in Aries. We have 29 and the releasement. We have 27 spells of rose and cacao. We have the 9 of wands, the 7 of cups, the 3 of pentacles, and the ace of swords. Nice. We have time to breathe out, the decimating moon. And we have full moon in Aquarius, show the world the real you. Yes, I think we're really being called, like pole number 1 was really called to show the world, or to not show the world. You're being asked to show, like, to show the world the real you. It was asked to see who the real you is. Okay, my friends, let's have a look at this energy. Okay, so this new moon reading, pole number 2, is from new moon to new moon, so over a 4-week period. So we have I was going to start with the tarot, but Spirit has drawn me down to my new deck, the Solitary Witch, which is just absolutely stunning. So I'm going to start there. So I try to always do what I'm told, though sometimes it can be a little bit hard, can't it? So we have 29, the releasement. And I feel for you, pole number 2, that this is set in the past. This is Spirit saying everything that you have released, everything that has gone out of your life, or that you feel is slipping out of your life. And I feel that you are letting it slip out of your life. There's this sense of, you understand, pole number 2, that things have to change. It really is for the best. It really is. I'm just being drawn to this tree, so I'm going to give you, Spirit wants me to give you a concrete example. I'm going to use the tree analogy because it's just so befitting here, and the tree made me think of it, the leaves, the autumn leaves. You know, if a tree held on to its leaves, it would probably never grow as strong or as big as they do. It would never reach its full potential. Because if it held on to its leaves, the nutrients would continuously have to go to those leaves in order to keep them alive, keep them green. But nature doesn't work that way. I mean, it does. I mean, I'm in Australia, so we have a lot of evergreen trees. But if you look at them, they're not full of leaves like an oak tree. An oak tree has thousands and thousands of leaves. You know, it's almost like you can't see the branches when the leaves are in full bloom, if you like. Whereas the eucalyptus trees that are evergreen, the leaves are sparse. You can see the trunks, you can always see the trunks, you can always see the branches. So let's say the oak tree needs to lose its leaves in order to have a dormant, quiet period. We can regenerate, can rest, it can heal. It also stops the winter rains, the winter snow, from collecting on all that extra matter, if you like, all those extra leaves, and then creating rot. This releasing, it's to breathe freshness into your life, pole number 2. It's to stop things that have started to, Spirit saying rot, started to waste. And we hold on to them sometimes out of habit, sometimes because, you know, like the old saying, better the devil you know. Sometimes it's just fear. I mean, most of the time it's fear, I guess. But there's this sense of the releasement is going to nurture you. The releasement is going to open the door so then you can nurture you. Now this card of spells of rose and cacao. The cacao tree is the tree that produces the cacao seeds, or the cocoa seeds that we make chocolate with. And rose, I mean, oh, the smell of roses. You know, the rose perfume, if somebody's wearing it, they walk past, it's spring, isn't it? It's summer. It's definitely not something that is spent. Not in this card. I see the rose in full bloom, not as a rose that's spent. Spirit's even saying to me, when the rose is spent, we get a rose hip and we can make jams and teas with it and things like that. Very nurturing. Chocolate is very heartwarming, isn't it? It's very comforting. And there's this sense that this releasement, whatever you've been called to release, for some of you it's a lot. It's a whole lifestyle. It's a whole way of being. For others of you, it can just be small habits or things like that. But it's going to call you to really change the way you see yourself, change the way you nurture yourself, change the way you do things for you. And I'm getting this sense as well, it's changing the way that you are around others. It's almost this sense of renewal, this sense of being able to begin again. I feel like, it's kind of like making new spells, and at this new moon, making these new intentions. And I really feel that they're not these intentions that you are being called to make at this new moon, pole number 2, got nothing to do with your past. And it's beautiful. You're weaving magic. And I mean, you're doing it with roses and chocolate. It's such a sign of love, isn't it? As I said that, you're doing it with roses and chocolates. It made me think of Valentine's Day. Now, it doesn't matter whether you celebrate it or believe in it or not, but it is a sign of love, isn't it? Now, this can be love for you to another. It can just be love from you to you. And that's magic. That's amazing. And that's what you're being called to do, pole number 2. This sense of, what do you need now? Because I feel like this is week 1 and week 2. So for so much time, there's a sense that you've been battling, you've been holding on to the way things were. I'm seeing all these wands as all these dreams or visions or goals that you had for yourself, and you're standing there and you're defending them and you're holding on to them. And sometimes that is tenacity, it's we are called to hold on, but in your reading you've held on past the point that you needed to. And I think in this week, or I think when you do set your intentions for this new moon, I feel that you'll see them. You'll automatically start writing what you may have been writing for the past year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. But I feel that there's going to be something in you. There's going to be this, I think, this tug, this kind of energy that makes you go, oh, do I really? You might not even ask yourself, I don't even think you're going to ask yourself the question, do I really want this? Do I still want this? Am I writing this out of habit? But there's just, as you write it, it's not going to feel as exciting. It's not going to feel as fulfilling as, oh, I just want this to happen. I just want to do this. There's going to be a lack of passion. Your cauldron is going to kind of simmer. It's not going to be boiling and bubbling. And I think it's because you've got the 7 of Cups, so this is week 2. Think you're going to, and I'm saying this is week 2, but I feel that this energy is permeating through your whole reading, through this whole like energy that is surrounding you at the moment. But this 7 of Cups is very much saying to you, There are so many options in front of you, so many, and some that you see and some that you don't see yet. And I'm feeling with both these, the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Cups together, it really tells me that you really don't see the opportunity in front of you, or you don't believe the opportunity in front of you. You think I think you may feel that it's all wishful thinking. I'm just not even going to bother. It's just, remember, Aries energy is out there. It's trailblazing. It's a cardinal sign. It's all about initiative and all about the new. And I feel this already with pole number 1. I'm not sure how pole number 3 and 4 will pan out, but already it's about the new you. This new moon wants us to think fresh, to think new, to think different. It doesn't want habits. It doesn't want same old, same old. I think the Aries energy just runs from anything that is comfort and drudgery and same, day in, day out. The Aries energy just cannot do that. It's not how it works, and this new moon is in Aries. So we're being asked to embrace this Aries energy when we set our intentions. We've been asked to look at the new. And it doesn't mean that everything in our life has to change and we throw out everything up until now. No, some things are working, some things are good. But there's always some habit, there's always some wish that we just carry with us that doesn't resonate anymore, but it's almost like a habit. And this week 3 is, I'm feeling like this 3 of Pentacles is here because of a new craft, a new something that really has you enthralled. You know, I just really see you, pole number 2, burning the midnight candle. And it's not because you have to. It's because you want to. And I'm getting this sense, like I'm getting a very different feeling with this 3 of Pentacles than I generally get. But I'm getting the feeling that you really want to share with others. You really want to share your knowledge. You really want to share this passion with others. I think there's a sense that you're really not quite sure how to do that. You're at the very beginning stage. I mean, look, the Ace of Swords is here. It's a new opportunity. It's a new idea. It's a new way of doing things. And I feel like you've got this full moon in Aquarius. You've got show the world the real you. So it's this almost like you have to peel away the old layers of yourself, so then you can find this gift that has always been with you. And for some of you, I feel like you've dabbled in it in the past. It's something that's interested you in the past, and then life makes us busy and we kind of set things aside. And I kind of feel that for some of you it's something like that, but it comes back in a big way as soon as you let go of what you believe you want. This is the old you. You've done the releasement, and now you need to catch up with you. Your soul's released it. Now your mind and body have to catch up, and all the habits that you have that were associated with this old they need to be dismantled. New things need to come in. And I feel with this Three of Pentacles, you're going to see that. And it's probably in the 3rd week. This is at the full moon. So it's probably at the full moon that you're really able to release those habits. The full moon is all about releasing and gratitude. And I think you're really going to be releasing what your soul's already released, what you know you need to let go of, but you're going to do it in a way where your lifestyle, your thought patterns are no longer linked to it. They will have moved as well. Because week 4 is the Ace of Swords, so it's this new idea, this fresh start, this new opportunity. And it can come through just as literally like a light globe moment. Just a thought that comes to you that you think, oh my gosh. It can come through a message, through other people. But it's lightning fast. It just hits you like a lightning bolt. And that brings you to the next new moon. The next new moon in Taurus. Very grounded, practical, steadfast. What's done in Taurus season is generally long-standing. You know, it's generally fruitful. It's, you know, they're not in it for a quick fix. They're in it for the long run. And I feel this 4-week cycle for you, pole number 2, is really going to be on seeing and getting clear on who you are now and what you want now, and setting intentions true to that. So I'm having Spirit say to me, pole number 2, you're going to be making lists of intentions. At the new moon, write down your list. Come back to it. Scribble things out. Jot down new things. And I'm really feeling that you're going to do that until the full moon. There's this sense that you're just going to keep reevaluating and reevaluating and reevaluating. And then when you get to the full moon, I just think you're going to let it all go. Because you're going to be able to see exactly how all this releasing, all this change in your past, how it's brought you to who you are now and what you like and dislike now, and to this passion, this craft, this, I'm just going to call it a thing because it's a general reading, so pole number 2, it'll be different for all of you, but this thing that you want, and not only that you want to share with the world, but that you'll be able to share with the world. And you'll have the clarity that you need by the Taurus new moon to set those intentions and start moving forward. So there's no fast action here. I know Aries loves to take action. It likes to go, go, go. For you, pole number 2, that is a trait at this new moon that you are going to have to calm. You're going to have to step back for it. You'll feel it, but let it move on. Every time you feel the need to rush or push or take action or just do something, pick up your journal book, pick up a sheet of paper and write that list. What do I want now? What do I want now? What do I want now? It'll make you feel like you're doing something, but it will stop you from taking action in a direction that I feel is going to lead you back into what you've released and not forward. And then we have the Moonology cards. We have take time to breathe out, decimating moon. And we have show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. And I feel that come the next new moon in Taurus, you'll be able to do that. Or actually it says full moon. So full moon in Aquarius, you know, Aquarius is a very humanitarian sign, so very connected with the world. So maybe between these energies, you know, maybe when you get to here, you will start to see how you can show the world the real you. Or you might not yet show the world the real you, but you will actually be able to see the real you. And it's taking everything slowly. Take time to breathe this month, pole number 2, because it's still a lot of inner work. And in Aries season, that's not easy. It's really not easy, because not only is this new moon in Aries, but we've just entered the Aries sign. So we're in that Aries energy, and there's a lot of planets still in Aries. So take time and breathe. If you don't meditate, maybe take it up, or just find quiet time for yourself. And I find with these spells of rose and cacao, in things that you find beautiful, in ways that nurture you, you know, so I'm seeing the rose as beauty, and I'm seeing the cacao, the chocolate, as heartwarming. So nurture yourself, beautify your environment, go places that you find beautiful, because I feel that embracing this energy is going to help you breathe out. It's going to calm the impulsiveness that might come with all this Aries energy, so that you can do the work that you need to do. I'm going to leave those messages there, my friends. Love and light, pole number 2. Take good care of yourself. Have a wonderful new moon, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Welcome, pole number 3. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you for this new moon in Aries. So we have number 9 and Yule's Night. We have 10, the next journey beckons. I like how the numbers follow. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. And we have the Page of Cups. Nice. We have Mutable Moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. And we have the Supermoon. Emotions are running high. Okay, let's have a look at this energy for you, pole number 3. Okay, so I'm going to start with my new Oracle deck, the Solitary Witch, which is just so beautiful. Now we have Yule's Night, and we have the next journey beckons. And I like this is 9, and then the 10 is a 1 in numerology. So I'm going to read this as a 1 and not like the 10 in the tarot, which is the endings. Yule's Night, it's the longest night, the darkest night. And there's a sense here of really going within, I'm getting this sense of being cocooned. But there's also a sense of endings and not being afraid of the dark. She's got her lantern, which really makes me feel like it's a little bit like the Hermit. And it's almost like things are ending, or you've finished a path. And I'm wondering if you're in that between stage, pole number 3, where the new hasn't come in yet. And it just feels like this longest pause. And you're a little bit in the dark of what steps to take next, of what direction to take. Now, this new moon in Aries is all about taking action. It's all about having a direction and going for it, initiative and trailblazing, taking risks. But I feel pole number 3, you just don't even know in which direction to go in. And there's this sense of not being with this Yule's night, this darkness. I know there's the full moon here, but there's a sense of just not really being able to see where you're going. Now, the Spirit's telling me there's a pause between what has left you, or the old, and the new that's coming. The next journey beckons. And your next journey is beckoning you. It's calling you forward, pole number 3. But there's a sense of, there's a space in the middle, because there's some internal work that needs to be done. There's some kind of understanding that needs to come forth. It's almost like the new you has to catch up with you. It's almost like you've finished a journey, and you're obviously asking yourself, what now? But it's like that's not the question you need to be asking. You need to be asking, who am I now? When you know who you are, how all this past journey has changed you, when you can see how that has changed you, and when you see who you now are, the new journey will open up to you, because you see yourself as the person that you are now. I'm hoping that makes sense, pole number 3. There's this sense that you have changed, and now that needs to catch up with you in the outer world. I might come back to this message, but Spirit is calling me forward to the Tarot, so I think with the Tarot it will become more clear if it's not yet clear for you, pole number 3. So at this new moon is all about setting intentions. Now this Ace of Pentacles is a gift from the universe, and I often see it as a seed you can plant that will grow long term. And this gift, this Ace of Pentacles, I feel the gift that's coming for you, pole number 3, is the gift of you. It's almost like you're the seed, and Spirit wants to plant you in the world and have you grow and evolve. There's a sense here that you'll be of service in whatever field, whatever you do. And we can be of service just by giving people a smile when we walk past them. That we don't know how that might change that person's day. Service doesn't have to be this big calling, this big life plan. Service is anything we do for another. And I feel this Ace of Pentacles, this gift that the universe is offering you, is the gift of you. And the reason that I say that, pole number 3, is because in week 2, you've got the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles I'm seeing is the old you and the new you juggling. It's kind of like, you know, you're embracing this new you, but then you've got habits of the old you that still come in. So sometimes you're the old you, sometimes you're the new you, sometimes, and there's this sense of juggling. And that can make us feel really unbalanced. It can make us feel fake. It can make us feel like we're pretending. It can make us feel like we're losing our mind because we don't know, like, what am I trying to do? Who am I trying to be? And it's this in-between stage. I want you to really feel that energy, pole number 3, and that energy of the old and the new, and how they're still working together, but how you need to move more forward into the new. And the way that you're doing that, pole number 3, Spirit is telling me, is by breaking habits, getting out of comfort zones. Any small change that you can do that you feel no longer resonates. So when you are really in this new you, you'll have moments, pole number 3, where you feel completely new, like you will really embody the new you. In those moments, look at what your everyday life is like, and look at what suits and what doesn't suit you anymore. It can be something as simple as not having a coffee when you first wake up in the morning every day. It can be something as big as starting a new group, doing something completely different. But there's this sense that the mundane in your life, the everyday in your life, there's things in that need to change in order for you to start embodying more of who you are now. Now, week 3, and this brings us to, like, this is the week of the new moon, the week of the crescent moon, and then this is your full moon. So the full moon, and this is the waxing moon, sorry. The full moon will bring you clarity. And with this King of Swords here, it will bring you the clarity you need to once and for all put the old you to rest, if you like. It will just suddenly those things that you used to do will now feel like the weird thing to do. So you might find yourself saying something that you always used to say, and suddenly it's going to feel really strange that you said it. Whereas previously, when you used to say things that were aligned with the new you, it felt odd. That's going to change at the full moon. And I'm just getting a message from Spirit. Sorry, pole number 3, for hesitating so long, but there's this sense here that the kings are always, if you've been following me, you know, the kings they give back. They've reached fulfillment, and now they have enough to give back. And there's this sense that this clarity, that this leaving your old self behind, this new self that is emerging, this new next journey that's beckoning you, I actually feel that it's going to reach far. I feel like it's going to reach further then your group of friends or your family or your colleagues. It's going to reach out into your community, into your world. So I feel like it's going to be far-reaching, and I feel that you're going to do it with your words or your mind or writing or something like that. And then the last energy before we head into the next new moon is the Page of Cups. And this is newness. The Page of Cups has accepted the Ace of Cups, which is a gift from the universe that leads to fulfillment. And he said, yes, the Page is the very beginning. The Page doesn't know what to do with this cup. And there's an element of surprise with this cup, not what you were quite expecting. So it looked one way when it was being offered, and then when you grabbed it and held on to it, it looks a different way now, but in a positive sense. And there's this sense that, you know, a page, any of the pages would have been perfect here, but the Page of Cups is especially because this leads to your fulfillment, but it also leads to that overflowing. You are overflowing and then have more to give to others. You've got the Ace of Pentacles here, so that is the seed that is planted, that is far-reaching. This journey is a big one, and it's going to take you far. And it really beckons you, because the card says the next journey beckons, and because it's, I'm seeing it, because we've got the 9 here, I'm seeing this as a 1. I'm really seeing the progression from the endings to the next stage, the new beginning. I'm really feeling that this new beginning, you've got glimpses of it. And if you haven't got glimpses of it, you've got feelings of it. You can feel something's there. And I feel like you can feel it and then it disappears, because you've got this juggling energy. And I'm really feeling these pentacles, you're the seed here. I really feel the pentacles is just you going backwards and forwards on what you like, what you don't like, old habits, new habits to form. The way you were and the way you are now, what you liked, what you like now. And so it's all that. And look at these Moonology cards. It has the mutable moon, nothing is yet set in stone, and the super moon, emotions are running high. There's this sense that you've got time, pole number 3. This journey is not going away. This is meant for you. It is here for you. It will be here however long this takes you. This takes you 4 days, great. If it takes you 4 weeks, great. If it takes you 4 months, great. If it takes you 4 years, doesn't matter, great. This journey is here for you regardless. All our journeys are different. The timelines of our journeys is different. And the different journeys we have in our life, they'll also be different. Some might be very rapid, they might be excruciating and really rapid, and they make us lose our breath and lose our balance, but then they're gone just as quickly as they started. And then we start a new journey. Some of them just flow slowly. They're not as traumatic, but they're long-standing just the same. They take their time, and we get to where we need to go just in a different way. And we have both of those throughout our lives. And nothing is set in stone. So it's forever changing. You are forever changing. This new person that you embrace today is not going to be this new person that you embrace in 6 months. We're always changing. And that's something that Spirit really wants you to embrace, pole number 3, is to think that nothing is set in stone. Just because you've made a decision, you are not anchored to that decision for the rest of your life. As you get new information, change your mind. Now, Spirit's saying for some of you, you might need to get yourself out of sticky situations that you've put yourself in because you made decisions that were not aligned with you. But it's not set in stone. It's not concrete yet. So be honest, be upfront. And emotions are running high. Super moon. I just get this elated feeling, this super excitement, this just like, oh my gosh. And for some of you, it's like, oh, it's not that you've reached a destination as such, but you've reached an understanding, a clarity that just brings you so much comfort. It just brings you so much, oh, thank goodness. I understand. I can see a way forward now. It's like coming out of the dark and starting this next journey. Seeing what beckons you. Seeing what needs to be let go of, the old you. What needs to be amplified. What do you need to do more of? And it's exciting. It's nurturing. It's also scary. But I really feel for you, pole number 3, that the excitement actually outweighs the fear once you get to this clarity. Once you see that your life is not set in stone. You know, there's the saying where you've made your bed and now you have to sleep in it. And I hate that saying. I dislike it with a passion, because I think, well, look, if you've made your bed and you don't like it, get out of bed and make it again. There are consequences. I mean, if we go back to the bed analogy, it means you have to get up. You have to strip it and you have to do it again. It takes effort, it takes energy. You know, and there is this sense, like I did say, the sticky situation you might need to get yourself out of. Be honest, be truthful. I don't feel that once you are honest and truthful, I don't feel it will be as sticky or as difficult to get out of as you thought. That's why it's not set in stone. And Spirit's saying to me, that situation will never be set in stone because it's not for you. And, you know, nothing is ever set in stone. We always have free will. We always have the ability to choose again. It just depends if we've got the courage and the conviction to actually choose again. But there's great excitement, great joy coming your way. This new journey that beckons you, pole number 3, I'm going to say is a real eye-opener. It really expands your world. It really expands your viewpoint. And I'm just even getting like of your abilities, of what you are capable of. But be honest. I'm really seeing with this, nothing is set in stone. Be honest. As also the King of Swords, you know, that cutting through the BS, you know, cutting through lies and, you know, what doesn't work, being honest. is going to be really important for these 4 weeks, or for this in-between journey. Being honest to you, to yourself, about what you now want. Being honest to yourself about the mistakes that you've made, and now, you know, there's always consequences for everything, so now there's consequences to overcome. Being honest to those around us, to what we now need, to where we now want to go. With this Aries new moon, this Aries energy, because we're entering the Aries month, you know, the Aries sign, end of March, or 20th of March through to end of April, it's going to be difficult to not take action and to not kind of just go. This is a time of reflection, because if you go, pole number 3, you're gonna go, and I think it'll be with the old, because that sits at this moment more comfortable with you. So if you make snap decisions, like Aries is very quick, very decisive, very go, if you do that, you are likely to head in a direction that would have suited your old self but no longer suits you. So there is a sense of you'll need to calm that impulsive energy that may come through over these 4 weeks in this Aries energy, so that you can tap into the newness. So the interesting thing is, there's Aries energy that'll work against you, and there's Aries energy that'll work for you. Aries loves the new. It loves everything that is initiative and trailblazing and different. So you've got that energy that will be, that Aries energy that will be pulling you into the new, because that's what it feels comfortable and happy with. Allow that energy to take hold of you. The impulsive, quick leap before you think Aries energy will actually not help you in this journey, pole number 3, because if you make snap decisions, you can be sure you're going to be making it with that old mindset, because that is what sits, that is what is most known to you. So when you do things without thinking, that's your habits. That's what just comes naturally, because you've been doing it for so long. The new way won't come so naturally at the beginning. There'll be a bit more fear attached, or a little bit more unknown. So it's important energies. So both Aries energies will have you a bit pulling in different directions. Try to curb any energy of impulsiveness, because I just don't think it will help you in these 4 weeks from new moon to new moon. I'm going to leave those messages there, pole number 3. Love and light, my friends. Have a wonderful new moon. Set those intentions. Figure out who you are and where you want to go now. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Welcome, pole number 4. Let's have a look at what energies Spirit has for you for this new moon in Aries. So we have 24, the crone in winter. We have 7, the dance of water. We have the 4 of wands. We have the devil. We have temperance. We have the 10 of swords. We have you are very close to achieving your goal, the gibboness moon, and we have a win-win outcome is forecast. Wow. Okay, I just grabbed the energies for you, pole number 4. Okay, so these new moon readings, or these moon readings, are from new moon to new moon, full moon to full moon. So this is the new moon in Aries reading, so it's from the new moon to the next new moon. Now, I'm just getting a sense here that the Aries energy is actually going to be quite impactful for you, pole number 4. So I don't know if you have Aries in your chart in a predominant placing, like sun, moon, rising. But I feel that the Aries energy is either really going to help you or really going to hinder you. And you get to decide. So there's, with the devil here, I'm really feeling that the better you know where you want to go, the more you will avoid mishaps or misguided energy is what Spirit is saying to me. Okay, let's get started. So week 1 brings us to the 4 of Wands, and there's this sense of celebration. There's this sense of coming together either in partnership or groups. And I really feel like you've walked through a portal. Like I always see the 4 of Wands as like a portal, a door to something really new. So a different stage in your life, a complete different mindset. It can be a completely new relationship, a different job, a different, something really different. Because I see it like a portal. It's like completely new. So it's not like getting a promotion at work. It'd be like changing jobs completely, or changing fields or things like that, changing your environment. So at this new moon in Aries, Aries is all about the fresh start. Aries loves the new. Aries hates being bored. It hates the mundane. Now, when I'm talking about Aries, I'm talking about the energy. Aries people can be quite different depending on what other energies they've got in their chart, what other signs they've got in their chart. So I'm just talking about the pure Aries energy here. At this new moon, pole number 4, when you make your intentions, I want them to be new. You want them to be new. I'm being asked to say to you, make them new, make them different. Aries are trailblazers. Make them out there. And make them come from a place of joy and celebration, and even others. There's this sense here, like I'm just seeing all the yellow, especially when we've got a fair bit of black, but I'm seeing the more joyful you can be as you write these. And I'm talking joyful, like go for it, pole number 4. Nothing is too out there. At this new moon, nothing is too out there. Nothing is too grand. Nothing is too whimsical. Nothing is too fanciful. If it makes you smile when you write it down, write it down. If it makes you think, oh, impossible, write it down. If it makes you think, how? Write it down. Spirit, pole number 4, wants you to set your intentions on things that you can't even see one step of how you will achieve it. It wants you to dream, and dream big. It wants you to be, I'm getting the words, way out there. So be way out there, my friends. that I feel at the new moon, this Aries energy is really going to help you. They're cardinal, they're instigators, they like the new. They don't like to be told you can't or no. So don't tell yourself that you can't. Don't allow yourself to say no. Now in week 2, you have the devil. Now with this energy, I'm really getting a sense of frustration. So this devil energy, so we've got the two major arcana in the middle, surrounded by the minor arcana. So the major and the minor arcana is how we co-create with spirit. Major arcana is spirit, the minor arcana is us. So there's this sense of this balanced energy. And look, they're kind of two of relatively same. Like if you want to go into the positive and the negative, there's two kind of negative and two positive, and one in each. So there's this sense that Spirit wants you to see where you fail. Spirit wants you to see where you let yourself down. Spirit wants you to see the habits that don't work for you. Spirit wants you to see the people that are around you that are no good for you. Spirit wants you to see the things that you're addicted to, that stop you from making better choices. Now, addiction doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol and cigarettes and all that. It can be TV, it can be escaping into video games. Addiction is anything that distracts you from what is happening around you. Now, I'm a firm believer that a little bit of distraction can be good, because it can calm the mind and sort of have us reset. But when that energy turns to complete ignoring or evasiveness, that's when it's not good for us anymore. It's not a downtime. It's you're actually opting out. So Spirit wants you to see where this is happening in your life. And this is Spirit co-creating with us, so it's going to show you. So you are going to have situations that make you realize what you do. And they generally come through as challenges. But Spirit in week 3 is also bringing you this healing energy, this energy of showing you how far you've come, how wonderful you are, how unique you are. There's this sense that Spirit wants you to be proud of yourself, to love yourself, to nurture yourself. It wants you to be whole. And there's this sense that over the second week and the third week, Spirit is going to show you all aspects of yourself, the shadow and the light. And that's really beautiful. It might not be an easy journey to go through, but it's really beautiful. And this is the third week, so this is the full moon week. And this Temperance card, this showing you the light aspects, the high vibrating aspects of yourself, will bring you clarity. And the clarity that you get at this time, you will have worked through your demons, if you like, through those things that don't serve you. But Spirit's not going to let you get down in that energy. It's bringing you out to show you all those beautiful aspects of yourself. We are all made of shadow and light. We have to have that comparison in us. We've got to have that yin and yang in us, because if not, one thing doesn't mean anything without the opposite, without the comparison of the opposite, if you like, or of something different. So, but it's showing you those beautiful aspects of yourself that are emerging. And I believe this is in the new. This is the new you. You still have shadows, of course. We all do, like I just said. But it'll bring you out of this heavy energy, this self-analyzing energy, that sometimes if we fall into it, we can actually beat ourselves up a little bit, and we can become very judgmental of ourselves and very unforgiving of ourselves. When we come into this temperance energy, it is forgiveness. And the full moon is beautiful for this energy, because the full moon is all about releasing, and it's also all about forgiveness. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others. And that brings us to the final week before we go into the next new moon in Taurus. It brings us to the 10 of Swords, which is the ending of a difficult cycle. It is the ending of what no longer serves you. This, out of stepping through this new portal into this new situation, analyzing what serves you and doesn't serve you, emerging as a more, I was going to say enlightened, but it's not even that. It's just emerging as a more true version of yourself, a version that probably embraces your soul a lot more, not just your physical self, your mind and your body, but it actually brings your soul into it, makes you more connected and more aligned. The 10 of Swords then, as this beautiful energy emerges, your energy emerges, you'll be able to see all these things that don't serve you. You'll actually be able to shift them from your life. Come the next new moon in Taurus, you'll be able to set intentions that are now aligned with who you are, and the intentions will be far-reaching. They'll be grounded. We've got 24 and the crone in winter, and we've got 7, the dance of water. And I feel this, the crone in winter, is very mature energy. It's very thoughtful, calm. It's a real reflective energy, real there's a word that I'm trying to find that embraces all that I've just said. It's an energy that's sure of itself. It's grounded in reality, but it's also grounded in all the lessons learned, all the heartaches, all the triumphs, all the blessings. And there's this knowing that even winter can be beautiful. That every season, every stage of our life, every journey of our life has its blessings and its beauty. And there's a calmness in that. There's a sense of not needing to fight anything, or to run from anything, or to be afraid. I'm just feeling this really beautiful, stable, nurturing energy. And it's calm. It's It's just allowing. This energy just allows things to be as they are. Allowing yourself to be as you are. Being aware. So you can change. But not fighting anything. Understanding that all of it makes up the tapestry of life, of your life, of you. And I'm finding this number 7, the dance of water. I was really drawn to the 7 here because we're actually working a 7-year in 2023. And I feel that this year, there's something in this reading for you, pole number 4, that carries on over the year. This dance, the dance of water, I just feel like there's going to be so much releasing. There's going to be so much cleansing, so much renewal. It might be a year of heightened emotions. But I get this sense of you just working through them. And there's a sense of joy in this card. You know, dance is, you know, it can be very emotional dance, but it also can be very joyful. And to move your body that way can be really exhilarating and really, what's the word I'm looking for, Spirit, please? Releasing. It can be really, you know, letting go, being free. Thank you, Spirit. That's what I want to say. It's very freeing energy. And there's this sense that as you work through all these stages along your journey, you're just going to become freer and freer and freer to be you, all aspects of you. You know, you're not looking down, you're looking up. It's like, here I am, this is me, and I'm great, I'm good with that. And it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, what season of life you're in, whether you're in the good bit or the bad bit. We all have our journeys made up of, you know, good bits and bits that we wish we could have not had, but they teach us just the same. And there's going to be this level of acceptance. You're going to splash through life. I just feel, I know that might sound a bit weird, pile number 4, but there's just going to be a bit of this exhilaration, especially because I'm seeing this dance, the dance of water card, into, like, permeating through your whole year. There's just this sense of, as the journey, you go through different stages of your journey, there's going to be this sense that you're going to splash. You might even be embracing this more childlike energy, this lighter energy, more playful energy. And that's because there's this acceptance of what is. Good, bad, ugly, beautiful, doesn't matter. Acceptance is acceptance. You know, it's easy to accept things that we like, more difficult to accept things that we don't. But this is acceptance of it all. And not just accepting it, but actually being able to sit in it and being okay with it. That's the real beauty. Because look at these Moonology cards, pile number 4. You've got the Gibbonus moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. And you've got full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Now, I do believe the full moon is in Libra this month. Don't quote me on that. But I do believe it is. Now, there's this sense that the goals you want to achieve, this new life that you're walking into, it's going to be dreams fulfilled, but it's also going to help others. There's this sense of service here. There's this sense of everything's balanced out. You know, there's this sense of, I'm just really seeing that Don't be afraid, like I said at the beginning of the reading, if it's whimsical, if it's out there, if it's crazy, don't be afraid of that. This Aries new moon, it wants that. The more out there, the better for Aries. If you can't see how to do it, it doesn't matter. But don't limit yourself. Look up and dream big. Because your goals, these things that right now you wouldn't even know the faintest idea of how to take one step towards it, how to achieve any of it, you're closer than you think. So it's not going to happen this lunar calendar, this lunar month. This is all about letting go of what no longer serves you, understanding all aspects of yourself and being okay with that. Because this dance through the year, it's because you know yourself. Whatever anybody else says to you will not touch you once you get to this stage, pile number 4, because you know yourself so well that what others say doesn't matter, because your knowledge of yourself is greater than anything anybody could say. So whether people compliment you or the only word I'm getting is trash you, whether they put you down, it makes no difference to you. You know, you can see the light and the dark in yourself, and you're okay with that because you know it's all necessary. It's all necessary. And as you set these intentions, know that they're not that far away. They're actually not, for you as you set them, they are impossible. But Spirit's here saying they're not. They're actually not. And a win-win forecast outcome is forecast. Is just telling me that people will come in and help you. Something along this journey will bring others in, or you'll do things for others, and then that grows something. But there's a sense here of others being involved. You don't have to do this alone, though some of you might, but there's a sense that as you move forward, people might say something to you that triggers, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. So there'll be help, is basically, thank you Spirit, is basically what Spirit is saying. There's help along the journey. There's help for you to reach your goals, and the outcome is win-win for everybody. So if you feel during this month, this year, that you feel that you are taking a lot from others, know that Spirit has opened you up to that. It's opened you up to a time of receiving. The people that you are receiving from, it's a win-win. They will be rewarded. It might be through you, it might be through some other channel. That's none of your business basically. But just know that what you are receiving, those that are giving, they will receive. So it's a win-win. You are not taking anything from anybody. So allow yourself, that's a message that's coming through very strong with Spirit. Allow yourself to receive, pole number 4. Allow. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. Love and light. Take good care of yourselves. Have a wonderful new moon, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.